I worked in the Melbourne house in Enniskillen, and then I worked in the Royal Hotel. And I think I did a wee bit of a stint in the railway as well, sometime, not for long. Oh no, I didn't know anybody famous at all. To be honest, if you knew somebody that was at the Mart, they all came in, especially at the railway. And it was good. And it was very good in the Melbourne as well. They had a marvellous, he was great to work for, Willie Blake. He was very, very good.
That was good.
Yeah. And then I went to England, 1955, and I worked on the buses as a clippy. I was there for 5 years, and then when I got married, I married the driver of the bus.
She met it. She fell in love on the bus.
And then I gave up work to have the children. Yeah, I got married in Chester. Yeah, and I lived in Chester for 24 years, and then I lived in the Isle of Man for 24 years, and then I came back to live here.
Well, first I went to my children. I was only 13, but I enjoyed the fun. So 7 children. So the husband and wife on a Sunday would go out for the day, and I would be there with the 7 children until 11 o'clock that night. Went to England, then I walked for a while there. My dad passed away and I came back, and I worked in Manhattan Hospital 2 years before I got married, and I enjoyed that. Well, I wasn't a nurse. I would like to have been, but I wasn't. But I done all sorts of things. I fed and chatted to patients and sang for them, and it was all different then. And there was nurses on night duty who were blamed for eating their dinners at night. So we were all questioned on that, who took the nurse's dinner. And then the fridge was broke, and they put milk out on the windowsill, and we were asked who took the milk. It was boyfriends who left the girls home, stole the milk. So, but we had good fun.
I done the group cert in 1964. That time in the technical schools, you done the group cert, and after 2 years, and you repeated it the 3rd year. So the Apprenticeship Board of Ireland came out in 1964. So in April or sometime in that spring of that year, somebody came around the school talking to the classes that was doing the group cert and advised that we could get a pass for apprenticeship. So we all filled forms. So I filled forms for electrical, woodwork, and what's else, plumbing. And September came then, and we all were back, and the results of the exams came out, and then the letters started coming, calling us to serve apprenticeships. We were all delighted to get these letters because we were all, it was Mr. So-and-so and Miss So-and-so. It sounded very good. So anyway, I got passed for apprenticeship for electrical and timber and plumbing, carpentry. So I got a chance to go to Dublin to serve me time to carpentry. There was seemingly some kind of a college that time that specialised in carpentry, because some of the fellas did go. But I was talking about going anyway, and I said, when you talk about going, and then my father says, if you go to Dublin, there's no one to help me milk the cows. That was 1964, and I milked the cows at him until he decided to quit milking in 2001. I think in itself it was a fair record. So I quit school then in November. That was September, October, so I quit in November. We started bringing the water from Blacklion village up to the farm, which would be, what would it be, maybe 3/4 of a mile, straight again the hill. So we started digging on the unapproved road beside Bud Green's corner on the Fairgreen, and we dug it with spades the whole way to the farm. Dug the road, cut the tarred road with spades and picks and crowbars. Henry Johnston, Harold Johnston and ourselves, because the Johnsons lived on the big house on top of the hill going up to our place, so they were taking water as well. So when they dug it, they helped us dig it as far as where they were branching off, and then we were done. So I stayed at home to help digging the trench for the water. So that was my escape route to the schools, that was my schooling. My father reared 3 of us without a mother, and he said if I left, went to serve me time, there'd be no one help me milk the cows. And I buried my father less than 2 years ago. He was almost 95. Lived with him all my life, and we looked after him till the day he died. And he died in his own corner, in his own bed, when he wanted to die. And we spent 18 months roughly lifting him and laying him and helping him. And we done that, myself and my wife and my family. We done that. And I'm happy that I made the decision to stay with him to help him milk his cows. Because the cows to him, he felt the day you didn't milk cows you were going to starve. I started in the plant hire business myself in 1973. It didn't really please him. But had I not started in the plant business in 1973, I don't know would I have been able to stay as long with the milk and the cows. You had to do some better diversification.
I went to a factory where they made clothes, made suits, and I worked there for a year and a half. And then I was on the dole, and when I was 17 I went to the hospital to work in the kitchen as kitchen maid, and I got on ahead there, and then I became cook, and I was 14 years in the hospital. But it was hard work. It was not as scrubbing when you went there. When I went there first, you had to keep the kitchen clean, and I was on the bottom. There was 3 kitchen maids, so I was on the bottom one. So I had the dirtier work to do. And then when it came somebody else, I got promoted a wee bit, and then that's the way it went on. So then I learned to cook as I went on. I learned how to cook and that with the other ones that was there. So I left that then, and I went to the Grand Monastery. And I was 20 years in the Grand Monastery. Cook, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I left that and I joined another priest for
Father Haviland.
for 12 years, and then I retired.
Well, I want to say I learned that in the school. Only before I got going to the creamery with the milk in the summer and left school when I was about 13, whatever I learned, it was at the gable of the creamery of what I might call decent old Glenfarne people that read the paper that have the press and independent and that fall out about politics. I seen a man going home without his cans. He forgot where he was. He got that in the row. But everything was got over at the creamery gable. There'd be a certain about the young fellas or middling young that'd talk about the dance in the hall and all the going on, fair days and price of cattle and all that was, and if you were doing something that wasn't right, you'd be told about it. But that's all changed. That's a different world.